one of the things I noticed was that if I was running around right now and I was not in a really clear role that was going to allow me to leverage my future, I would seriously be reconsidering the platform you're in, the job you're in, the role you're in. I have a couple of friends that are there. They're kind of they're in between things, and they're like, what am I going to do when I grow up? And, I can't help people make that decision, but I will tell you that to me, this is a prime time to get in here. It's going to be hard in 2 years. You guys don't really fully appreciate how many large monster players are coming in here. The IQ is going to bounce up here. Okay, like in early stage markets, people like me might get in. You're not going to be threatened or concerned about me, but when you got 15 people from Citibank that are way smarter than me, they have more time than I do, and they have more resources, and they have a logo that says, I am Visa, I am MasterCard. Like, when you have that logo, dude, nobody's responding to this logo, okay? When you have Visa or U.S. government or, hey, I'm a senator, the door opens easy. So just imagine in 2 or 3 years, dude, these doors are going to be they're going to be full of people waiting for a meeting. And I'm just one of them. You're just one of them. So not to get your shit together right now, I'm telling you, you guys are in one of the greatest industries for change, requiring very, very little education or background. There's still front running opportunities. I've been talking about these careers for like years now. There's millions of jobs in this space, careers, not jobs, careers, dude. $500,000 a year jobs. In 3 years from now, look, I came in this space late, dude. In 3 years, I'm going to be known as one of the, top 3, 4, 5, 10%. Who cares what? Dude, if you end up in the 10, in order to end up in the 1%, you got to get to the 10%, right? So why people, if I'm your age, dude, there's no way I'm like, dude, I'm in this motherfucker for 20 years, right? Because it's going to allow you to leverage, go into almost any place you want to go into. I mean, I would dare say that in the last 6 months, you've met more diverse people at equal powers of influence from 3 to 4 more industries than you had prior.
Yeah,
and if you don't think that's going to be great for your long-term career, that is akin to me saying, hey, I'm going to send Allie on not on holiday. People think I'm just going to ruin her, but I'm like, she doesn't need to go to college, dude. She needs to go travel the world, meet a bunch of people. I mean, I've never been in a private meeting with presidents and senators and machine guns. I didn't know how to act, I'll know how to act better next time. I mean, sitting next to senators, I barely know the difference between a Republican and a Democrat. I don't want to embarrass myself, I mean, I go to some of these places like Nashville, Tennessee. There was this one seriously casual cat, man. He came, hey, how you doing, man? I'm Bob. And I'm not going to tell you his real name, but he was so nice to me. And I just watched him. I'm like, dude, that guy can't be 32, dude. And he's just walking around the audience like he's butter, bro. Right? You know who I'm talking about, don't you?
Yep.
And I said, hey, who's that cat? And then I realized, oh, shit, I should have been really nice to him. He owns this whole state, man. His family is and they're really nice people, man. Okay,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure he's going to like me too. I mean, he's the one that came up, hey, man, love what you're doing on, through these mediums. That was the other thing. I got a lot of cool feedback from people because I was thinking about stopping this shit. I'm like, this is a lot of work. I'm getting too much criticism. But when you hear some ballers coming up going, you're doing a good job, dude. Keep it up. And not just ballers in the space, but people from the outside world. And some of the people that I've been trying to get into in this industry that I just haven't been able to get into because I wanted to be really good at one area, understand one area, and now all I'm going to really spend a lot of time on mining in the next 6 months. Some really brilliant guys working. That is impressive. Anyway, I wish I was 32. I mean, I don't really wish I was 32, but if you're 32, 28, 42, and you're in a career, if you're in the payments industry and you're thinking, shit, this is getting harder and harder and harder, man, I'd move into this space so fast. Now, they're not going to pay you 250, 400 grand because you don't know anything. But I'd move into this industry so fast, it would be unbelievable.
I think it's going to be really neat because I think the people who we've met aren't going anywhere, right? Like the political stuff was really neat. And I'm sure some of those political people, like the Viveks of the world, will be there for a long time. But whether Trump wins or not, for example, the people in the mining industry, like those contacts on the business side, they're here for the long haul, right? And I think that's really cool. Just those two networks that we were able to build while we were there.
Yeah, yeah, and there's a lot more money under the hood than we're looking at, and they've been here a long time, man. Okay, and most of them haven't really pulled the triggers on much of their business. I met one firm who asked me anyway. 2,000 people in their digital division, 800,000 employees worldwide. Can you imagine trying to move a ship with 800,000 people on it, and you're trying to move it on a dime? He's at 2,000 people in the digital space when he first convinced the board 11 years ago. No one has known these people were in this space for the first 5 years. Nobody had a clue. They made him. They said, "Look, we're going to give you this. We bought the story you gave us. You did a good story. You cannot tell anyone internally or externally what you're doing." They were so worried about the brand risk, right? Even though they believed the story, they're like, man, we've been here before. Everybody remembers Enron and WorldCom and Arthur Anderson. They still remember that shit. That was painful for a lot of executives, and they don't want to repeat it. And they see the crypto world going, whoa, what are you guys doing? They just don't want to get too close to it. But now it's getting so much validation. Some of these people who push some of these companies into this space, they're going to really have unbelievable careers. Because the truth is, this particular gentleman would be virtually impossible to replace at this point. He knows everyone in the space. He understands the space at a very technical level related to the way we treat analog world. So it's, and he's probably 46. He's well studied. I mean, he's not a child. Yeah. So, I don't know, man. If you're not going to get excited about this thing, I don't know. I don't know what you would get excited about. We can't possibly have any better news than we're having right now.